way to Deer Harbor to do some crabbing. It's a beautiful day out here. God, this is nice. You can see Mount Baker off in the distance. Clear skies, fairly light winds, and we should be there in about 3 hours.
And I, the support crew, am doing absolutely nothing right now, which is another one of my great skills. But soon, we will be crabbing, yeah? Yeah.
It's a beautiful day. We set out, good weather. The next thing is, where do we set our pots and get some good crab? We haven't crabbed in Deer Harbor in a while. Last time we crabbed in Deer Harbor, we caught a ton of them. But this time it was a little more challenging. One rock crab. Well, sad to say, there isn't shit for crab out here. I checked both pots. The bait got chewed on a little bit by those nasty little rock crab, but that is about it.
I went out, and it was kind of late in the day by the time I went back out to retrieve the pots, which involved probably more beers than crab. So I came back in and was trying to get aboard the boat and somehow managed to miss the boat.
I've fallen into the water. This shrivel is just beyond belief.
Is it cold?
No, it wasn't that cold. I'd have gotten out a lot faster.
Okay, be careful this time. So I send Mike back out to reset the pots in a good spot, and he manages to find crab.
Oh shit! Ooh, this bad boy is way good now. Look at, see? It's way bigger. Yeah.
God save the king.
God save the king!
We get into Lopez, and it's time to start cooking crab.
Cleaned them, we threw them in the pots along with other important ingredients, corn, and we had just a crab feast right on the dock.
This year, we have 3 levels of pot retention capability. We'll call it that. First, when I drive out and drop the pots off, I can mark them on my phone. And that usually gives me pretty close to where I left them, because by then I've had 10 bogs and 10 beers and can't remember. Then we have this GPS, Garmin GPS. It allows me to mark it via the GPS and will give me a track exactly back to where I dropped the pots. And lastly, and the newest and coolest innovation this year, not just our new pots, but we have these new high poles. And the advantage of a high pole is you can see it sticking out of the water. And because they're, of course, of Gayest catch, we've got the colors to match so we won't confuse it with others. And finally, the pièce de résistance on not losing your gear, waterproof trackers. So these are Apple AirTags, and Scott's able to track them on his phone where I drop the pots off and get notifications if in case they move. So, in the case of our last adventure, I actually dropped the pots in too deep of water, and when the tide came up and the current went out, it dragged the pots out to deeper water and sunk the buoy, so we were never able to find them. However, 2 weeks later, an individual who happened to be boating in the area said he'd found them and called Scott. So we've actually got a second set of pots we have to go pick up somewhere.